Hey all, Kurt Sasso from TGT at Fan Expo Canada 2011. We're here at the Titan, an alternate history from AH Comics with, of course, Andy and Mike from AH Comics. How you guys doing?
Very well, fantastic.
You know, this is an amazing story. We got to talk with you as we were passing by looking at this. The trailer caught my eye. You know, your passion for this comic really inspired me, and I'm glad that we can take the time to do this interview. But what is it about Titan and alternate history that you guys enjoy doing?
I like the challenge of writing a character who wasn't necessarily the most likable main characters. I can't really call them protagonists. And weaving together these very disparate sort of timelines into a cohesive, one-shot original story. Andy?
I always am a fan of a genre where you can take the perspective of the bad guys who follow his story. But I especially like this, what Mike wrote in particular, because it was a great challenge to me as the artist to be able to do something different in each of the time periods that we show in the book.
You know, it's a great book to pick up because you don't know what's happening until it happens. But what is it about this type of genre that really inspires you to create this story?
Mostly we were just trying to do something different. We didn't want to do a cape or a superhero or, deal with 75 years of continuity. We just wanted to do something that maybe you've seen in a novel in a sort of similar fashion, a novel history, but not in a comic too much. And still tell a really cool adventure story. At the end of the day, the history parts, while real, are not the real constant story. It's all about the human action of the main character.
It's for the genre itself, I really
just like
the genre itself I really enjoy because there's so much you can do with our own history, thousands and thousands of years, and in this book in particular, we don't change things in any insane amounts. Our main character doesn't blow up a continent or try to shoot a laser at the moon. So it's very grounded, it's very gritty, but it's also very great.
Now, what challenges as an artist did you have in putting this book together with your styles?
Well, the number one was all four. In the book, it covers 4 different time periods, so we did 4 different styles, and only one of the time periods in the book is actually more of my natural art style that I do. So it was a lot of preparation, it was a lot of sketching, it was a lot of planning, it was a lot of discovery and experimentation to get the right look for each of the 4 time periods. Something that when you read the words and you see the style, that everything looks as it should, even though they're completely different.
And then as the creator writer, how long has this story been rattling around in your brain for you to finally put it down on paper?
Some of the springboard ideas that led to it have been there for 5-10 years, just little bits and pieces that found their way into this bigger goal, and then the rest is probably about 3 years from the time we decided to start talking about this to actually producing the script and having it written.
So then, how did you find Andy?
Andy blew me away. Honestly, it's a challenging book, and if it hadn't had somebody like Andy to do it, it may not have worked out quite as well as it did. But as it was, it looks like 4 different artists actually put the book together, and it was all one, which means there's a cohesiveness that you don't get from 4 artists just to tell the story the way 4 artists might have told it themselves. So really, the art just blew me away.
What was it about Mike's story that inspires you to do the art that you did?
You can't really. The only way to answer that is just to rearrange what you said. It was Mike's story that inspired me to do the art the way that I did. Mike and I have known each other since high school. We found each other at university again. Taking the same courses, doodling together. We've always, had fun collaborating together. Mike's written books as well, which I've read and I really enjoyed. I love his style. And we took the idea, and Mike just went off and wrote this amazing script. And we wouldn't have done this, and I wouldn't have had as much passion doing it if Mike's words were not as good as they are.
You know, Fan Expo is going to be closing down today for the weekend. It's going to be back next year. I'd love to see you guys here, but what personal experiences are you guys going to take away from this convention?
Well, I'm just really happy that Dr. Doom liked the book. You know, that was awesome. We've got pictures up on Facebook of it. Some stormtroopers also stopped by and seemed to really dig it. So I'm down with the Empire. You know, that's cool too. And seriously, just the exposure and the people get really excited about it and brought their friends back the day after they brought it to my dorm copies is awesome.
Yeah, the same as definitely the people who have bought it the day before, and then they come back the next day and say, I read your book last night, it's fantastic. And, sales and dollar figures are great, but it's everybody giving the comments that really enjoy the read. That's what I'm taking home.
Hey, my mom swore it was a good book. Now we just have independent backup to say that was true.
You have a third party vouching for you on this one here, as well as the Empire, so you can't go wrong with that. There you go. And what's the website we can go to see Titan and alternate history, or any more information about yourselves?
www.titangraphicnovel.com, or like us on Facebook. Search Titan and alternate history.
It's Facebook/Titan Online. It's how you get to our page.
Well, hey, I don't want to take up any more of your time. We've got people lined up here to get autographs and all that stuff as well, but I want to thank you again for taking the time to do this interview, and it's been a real pleasure, and best of luck with Titan and alternate history.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you very much.